Hi, everyone. We're continuing with ghosts. We're going to be at the bottom of page 15. That's probably how I looked. That's definitely how I felt. Over Lou, over Brandon, and over anybody else who thought they were unbeatable. Not to mention, I was all out of sunflower seeds, so I had nothing to hold me back from getting up and showing him that he really wasn't all that. And that I ain't never had a running lesson in my whole life, and I could keep up with him, if not beat him. So I stepped over all the sunflower seed shells that had piled up between my feet like a mountain of dead flies, and walked, not on the track, but beside it, on the grass. I lined up with Lou, who had now dropped into his on your mark stance. I didn't need to do all that. I just needed to roll up my jeans and tuck my laces in my high tops, and I was good to go. Coach Turtleface noticed me and called out, "Kid, what are you doing? Tryouts were last week." I didn't say nothing, and the coach followed up with, "This is a private practice." I still didn't respond, and I just started scrunching the sleeves of my t-shirt up to my shoulders. "Did you hear me?" the coach asked, a little louder this time. He started walking toward me. The other kids were looking at me, like most kids did, like I was something else. Like I wasn't one of them, but whatever. "Do you not understand what private means?" the coach jeered. I thought of a funny comeback, but kept it to myself. "Yeah, man, the track is for runners, not people who want to pretend like they're runners," Lou jabbed, now standing straight. He looked at me up and down, then flashed an arrogant grin. "Just blow the whistle," I finally called back to the coach. He stopped in his tracks and glared. Then he looked at Lou before continuing in my direction. He pointed his clipboard at me. "Listen, you get one run, hear me? After this, I don't want to see you around here no more," he threatened. "This is serious business, you understand?" I gave him the whatever face and nodded. He pointed his stupid clipboard at me again, like I was scared of that. Please. Then, as the coach headed back to the finish line, Lou shook his head at me and growled, "Hope you're ready to get smoked." This time I said it, whatever, and gave him my best ice grill to make sure he knew he didn't scare me. And he didn't. We were just running, not fighting. So why should I be frightened by some milk-faced running boy? Now, back at the other end of the track, the coach yelled out, "On your mark!" Lou dropped down on all fours again. I just put my right foot forward. "Get set!" Lou put his butt up in the air. I leaned in. Then, beep. I wish I could tell you what I was thinking, but I can't. I probably wasn't thinking nothing, just moving. Man, were my legs going. I pumped and pushed, my ankles loose and wobbly in my sneakers, my jeans stiff and hot. The whole time seeing Lou out of the corner of my eye like a white blur. And then it was over, and everybody watched. All the other runners clapped and hooted, pointing at us both. Some had their mouths open. Others just looked confused. The lady on the other side of the track, not a peep. But all the people around her were standing and cheering. Lou walked in circles, with his hands on his head, trying to catch his breath, panting, wheezing out, Who won? Who won, coach?" "I don't know, son. It was pretty close." The coach said it like the words were sour in his mouth. I walked back over to my bench, grabbed my backpack, and to keep my part of the deal, headed out. I'd made my point, and it wasn't like I wanted to be a part of their little club. I just needed everybody to know that the fancy white-black boy wasn't all that. "Kid!" I could hear the coach's footsteps coming behind me. I was still trying to get my heart to stop tripping and my lungs to start working again. "Kid, wait! Wait!" he said, running up beside me. He was wearing those sweatpants, the swishy-swishy kind that make every step sound like paper crumpling. "Who do you run for?" he asked. What? Who did I run for? What kind of question was that? "I run for me. Who else?" I replied. I stopped walking. "No, I mean, what team?" "No team." "I see." He glanced over at the track. "So then, who trained you? Somebody had to train you to be so fast." "Nobody. I just know how to run." "You just know how to run," he repeated under his breath, followed up by, "Yes, Yes, you do. Also, breath talk. Look, I don't know you. What's your name? Castle Crenshaw, I said, then quickly clarified. But everybody calls me Ghost. But everybody, by everybody, I meant nobody except me. That was my self-given nickname. Well, halfway self-given. The night me and Ma busted into Mr. Charles' store, Mr. Charles looked at us like he was looking at two ghosts, like he didn't recognize us, probably because of how scared we both must have looked. So I just started calling myself that. Plus, it wasn't the only time someone had looked at me that way. As a matter of fact, this man, the coach, was looking at me the exact same way Mr. Charles did that night, stunned, and I couldn't tell if it was because my real name was Castle or because of my nickname. Okay, Ghost, I'm Coach Brody. We did a proper handshake. Listen, like I said, I don't know you, obviously, but I know you got something special. At least, I think you do. So you want to join the Defenders and run with us? I didn't even think about it. Nope. Just like that. Nope. Judging by the look on Coach's face, I could tell nobody had said no to running on his team ever. What do you mean, nope? Why not? All the other runners on the track were cracking jokes and playing around. Everybody but Lou. He was back on the line, down on his knees, like he was getting ready to take off again. Because my sport is basketball. You play ball? He asked, like he didn't believe it. Like I didn't look like I could hoop. Yup. For who? Why you keep asking me who I do things for? I snapped. Mainly because I didn't play ball for nobody. Not yet, at least. It was still in my plans. Plus, who was he to be all in my business anyway? I didn't even look at him. I didn't even know him, and he didn't know me. Look, even if I wanted to join your team, I continued, I would have to ask my mother first, and she's probably going to say no. So let me ask her, he cut in. Why you care? It's just running, I said. Is that what you think? Coach narrowed his eyes. That this is just running? Yeah. I mean, what else is there? Ready, set, go, run, the end, I said like a robot. Coach let out a hearty laugh, the kind that sounds fake. Nobody really laughs that hard and that loud without bending over like it hurts. We'll get to that, Coach said, cutting his laugh off instantly. Like I said, fake. For now, let's focus on the task at hand. If your mom says it's cool, will you join? Man, I told you, I play ball. Coach sized me up, biting down on his bottom lip. Okay, I'll tell you what. Basketball's your sport. Cool. But if you want to be a better ball player, join this team, and you'll be faster and stronger than anyone on any court. Matter of fact, your legs will be so strong you'll be dunking on people by next year. You think I'm stupid? I looked at him sideways. Ain't no way I could be dunking in a year. I had never heard of no 8th graders that can dunk. Depends on what you say next. You are if you don't let me ask your mom about joining. Coach was looking at me like he was dead serious. Like he really thought running could help my hops and get me dunking by next year, which, if that did happen, I would go right down to the court with Sicko and them and demand to play. I kept checking his face for a sign he was lying, a sign that would have been easy to see because he didn't have any hair to disguise it. But there was no sign, no lie. Man, I'm telling you, she ain't gonna say yes. Good enough, Coach nodded, a sure smirk on his face. Practice is almost over. Might as well stay, and then I'll drop you off at home. I'll talk to her then. Cool? Not cool. Not really. I mean, track. Who was this man? I've seen those weird shows where psychos pose like coaches and stuff and get you caught up. The next thing you know, my mother's in jail, too, for handling this dude. I didn't trust him. But on the other hand, I didn't really have anything else to do or nowhere else to be. So I figured it was worth scoping him out and seeing how he acted around all the other kids and their parents.